The Chicago Bears offensive line coach attends Joe Alt's pro day. What could that mean for what the Bears plan to do at the number 9 pick? We're going to talk about it. Let's dive into the mailbag right after this.
You are now tuned in to Chicago Bears Central, your number one place for all Chicago Bears news and content.
What's going on, Bears fans? Welcome to another episode of Chicago Bears Central, your number one spot for everything Chicago Bears related. I'm the host, Terry Hayes, but more importantly, you guys can follow the channel at Chi Bears Central on every social media platform that we happen to be on. With that being said, let's go ahead and get to the content for today. And so the Chicago Bears attended another pro day. Notre Dame had their pro day yesterday. Joe Alt was there. And the Bears did send not as large of a contingent as what they sent down to Caleb Williams' pro day, but the offensive line coach was there to monitoring Joe Alt. And this could be indication that the Bears are still weighing those options. And, Joe Alt is somebody who, I've said that if he does fall to number 9, it'd be hard for the Bears to look past Joe Alt just because of a position of need. Joe Alt's a beast at that position as well. If you're going to talk about another player that could be generational at their position, I know we don't usually use that terminology a lot for offensive linemen, but Joe Alt is right up there with it. So I think that when it comes down to it, it's going to be that evaluation. I know a lot of Bears fans, we talked about on yesterday's episode, a lot of Bears fans are questioning what the Bears should do with that number 9 overall pick. A lot of people thinking that the Bears should look to move it, get more draft picks. But me, I look at the talent overall, right? I think it depends on the talent that's going to fall there. And the Bears are going to have some great opportunities to some big-name talent to fall there, or talent that can be big names, right? That can develop at that position. Rome, Joe Alt, these are players that I think would be very tough for the Chicago Bears to pass up there if they're there at that number 9 position. I know another player that a lot of Bears fans are looking at is Dallas Turner. But while Dallas Turner, yes, is better than most of the defensive ends in this draft, I do think that, if Dallas Turner ends up being the one there at number 9, the Bears could trade down Joe Alt, Liatu Latu. These are other guys that definitely can perform high levels at that defensive end position that it may be beneficial for the Bears to trade down at that point. So I think that's what the Bears are going to really look at and review when it comes down to it. But we know Ryan Poles. He's going to do his due diligence. He's going to do everything that he can to review all options. That means he's going to be sending people down to scout and evaluate every one of these players in their pro days that the Bears have any shred of interest in, so that he can have that time to do that full evaluation. And so we'll see what's in store for the Chicago Bears and what they end up doing. I won't be surprised if they keep their number 9 overall pick. Maybe look for some opportunities to trade down later in drafts, things like that. But it really depends on what that's going to look like for the Bears and what talent is there. I think is the biggest determining factor on if the Bears are going to do with that number 9 position. I don't think they're going into it by any stretch of the imagination with the predetermined thought process of moving that number 9 pick. They're going to wait, survey, see what's there, and then they may make a draft day trade. They may end up holding on to it, but I think those are the options that are there in front of the Bears right now. And, for what it's worth, people are still questioning what the Bears are going to do with the number 1 overall pick, which I don't necessarily think that's there. I know the Drake Maye things are there, and don't get me wrong, Drake Maye is a hell of a prospect as well. Some flaws in me watching his game, but I think when it comes down to it, if the Bears do draft a quarterback other than Caleb Williams, I mean, could Drake Maye be on that? Maybe, but I think that you're going to get a lot of people who are a bit upset if that happens, and you're going to get a bit of a rioting. But like I've said before, when it comes down to it, I know as Bears fans, right, we have the thing that we would like to see the team do, but it comes down to Ryan Poles making the decision that he feels is best, right? So we'll see ultimately what it comes down to it. The Bears also had representation down there at Michigan's pro day as well, that they have 18 players in the NFL Combine. Now, I'm not saying that J.J. McCarthy is necessarily on their list or anything like that, but it just goes to show the Bears are sending people to go in every direction to take a look at everything, right? And that's what you want from your front office, especially in this time period where we're really moving to a new phase of the Chicago Bears. And so we'll see what happens with that. But one of the players that commented on that new phase is DJ Moore. Now, DJ Moore is one of the more vocal players in support of Justin Fields that we've seen. We saw Jalen Johnson do it, things like that. And, with also adding Keenan Allen and getting him a running mate at that wide receiver position, when he was asked by 670 The Score, how he feels, and he said this: if we're winning, I don't really care. Like, that's what it comes down to it. Listen, if it's winning, he doesn't really care. Asked about if there was going to be a friendly competition between him and Keenan Allen, direct quote: it doesn't really matter to me. I know we've both talked about how we're going to complement each other, so I'm just looking forward to that. It might be a race to 1,000 yards, but that's just a friendly competition. At the end of the day, if we're winning, whoever's catching the ball, I don't really care. So that's what it comes down to. So great to see. DJ Moore is excited about his new wide receiver mate, in Keenan Allen. We'll see who else the Chicago Bears are going to add to that as well. I think it's going to be fun there. But then, with DJ Moore and how vocal that he has been in support of Justin Fields, he was naturally asked about Justin Fields and about his tweet of the business is business tweet after the Justin Fields trade was announced. And he just said this: whoever we get, I'm going to be excited to work with. Business is business. Nobody wanted Fields to go, but at the end of the day, that's what the organization made plans to do. And so people are going to dive too far into that, take that for what it will. But, with DJ Moore and, his contract, him only having 2 seasons left on his contract, it is going to be key. If the Bears want to be able to retain DJ Moore, it's to win. It's to prove that the decision that they made in moving on for whoever, bringing in whoever it is, whatever it comes down to, is that it's the decisions that make the Chicago Bears a winning team. And that's what it comes down to. If you want to retain your players, yeah, some players leave winning situations, but you give yourself the best chance at retaining your own players, especially the talent ones, if you build a team and they know they are fighting and competing for something. That's what it's about, is you want to make sure that these players know that by staying, signing with you, that not only are they committed to the team and you're committing to them, but they're also collectively committed to winning. And that's what it has to come down to for the Chicago Bears franchise. That's what this next phase needs to be, is making the moves that are committed to making this team a winning franchise. And if you do that, the fans are going to be on board, the players are going to be on board, and you give yourself the best opportunity to continue to build this thing out. That's what you got to do. But all right, let's go ahead and get into the voicemails for today. This first voicemail, this one's from Coach C.
Hey, what's up, fellas? It's Coach C. I ain't called in a minute, but so look, I had to chime in a little bit, man. I heard a lot of people, a lot of the other voicemails, and people hurt by the Justin Fields trade. I mean, it is what it is, man. I understand what it is. I'm a Bears fan. We're gonna have to lick our wounds and move forward. Completely a money-motivated move. The Bears are in a situation where they get the first overall pick, and they can keep that guy under contract for under $10 million annually for the next 4 years, or be in a situation where they got to pay Justin Fields $25 million next year. Completely members motivated, right? But what I want to throw in here is that Caleb Williams may not be the pick. And I'm not about to throw no salt on Caleb Williams. I think he's talented, right? But as far as like a football fanatic, man, I enjoy breaking down film, and I watch film. And if you watch the film between Caleb Williams and Drake Maye, you're going to see 2 totally different prospects. One is the artist that they talk about, where they make all of these off-platform throws and make plays out of the pocket. You sit and you watch Caleb Williams highlight film for 10 minutes. 8 of those minutes are just plays of him running around, making plays off script, not on time, out of the pocket, throwing the ball downfield. You go and watch Drake Maye's highlight film, you got 10 minutes of him making plays inside the pocket. Between the tackles, delivering the ball on time, going between reads, 1, 2, third read, check down. And he's doing it consistently, right? Shane Waldron is on record saying that he wants a quarterback that plays in structure inside the pocket. Do not be shocked, Bears fans, if Drake Maye is your quarterback next year. Now, I ain't saying that's what they're going to do, but he is definitely a wild card in there. He has every prototypical trait that you want in a quarterback. He's 6'5". He plays in structure. He's already processing and going through reads, right? I hear people talking about, well, we don't want another Carolina quarterback. Man, that is a soft breakdown, man. The only thing that's comparing Drake Maye to Trubisky is the fact they went to Carolina, and I'll give you one more. They wear jersey number 10. But outside of that, Drake Maye was an Alabama commit. He was on his way to Alabama. The only reason he's at Carolina is because his father played quarterback at Carolina, and his brother was on the basketball team at Carolina. Carolina is family business. Outside of that, he was the number 1 prospect going to Alabama under Nick Saban to play quarterback in the SEC. And had he completed going to Alabama to play quarterback, we wouldn't even be having a quarterback debate. They'll be talking about Drake Maye or Caleb Williams. Which one is going to be the first pick, 1A or 1B? Had he not gone to Carolina, this wouldn't even be a conversation. Just watch the tape. Don't be shocked. Drake Maye is already going through all of the NFL progressions now. Chicago up, let the fuck down.
I don't think the money is as big of a motivation. Like I said, it was at the end of the day, it was a money man. I don't think that. If they viewed Justin as their guy, I don't think the money would have been a aspect in that, a problem in that. They would have found a way to make the money work. Ryan Poles has shown an ability to make the money work. So I think trying to say that it was a money-motivated move I get it. I understand the thought process behind it. I'm not saying that it didn't play a part, but I think if Ryan Poles truly looked at Justin as the guy he wanted to build around, then the money wouldn't have been an aspect, because at some point you're going to have to pay somebody. Now, yes, a benefit of moving on from Justin is resetting that rookie clock for sure, but I don't think it was motivated by money. I think it was motivated by the Bears, when at the end of the day, when they are evaluating these quarterbacks and the chance and opportunity to draft one of these guys, that they saw it as a better potential and a better overall deal with getting those guys, and that they had the higher potential to push this team to where they needed to be. That's my opinion. I can understand where a lot of people look at the money aspect and think that may be something that highly motivated the move. I think the money is a byproduct of the decision that they made because they wanted to get somebody that they view as their guy. That's my view on it. But as far as Drake Maye, listen, I get it, and everything that you said, like, I'm not knocking who Drake Maye is as a quarterback, but I don't think that every year in the draft, the media or whatever else tries to push us to believe that one of these quarterbacks are better than what we saw. Better than what we saw. Listen, we've seen Caleb Williams at times be more talented than Drake Maye. And don't get me wrong, Drake Maye can make some great decisions in the pocket, but that just because you're a smart quarterback and operate in the pocket, it doesn't necessarily make you the best prospect. And again, so here's what I'll say. Like, to me, Jaden, Caleb, these guys have way higher ceilings than Drake Maye, but sometimes it's not about the ceiling, it's about how high the floor is as well, right? So I can understand the process and what you're laying out here for Drake Maye, but when you say don't be surprised if Drake Maye ends up our quarterback, no, I think everybody would be surprised, because I don't really think there's much to Drake Maye, the Chicago Bears drafting Drake Maye. And that has nothing to do, I'm not even getting into the Mitch Trubisky and all that bullshit. That's all narrative. I'm not getting into that because every quarterback from the same college isn't going to go the same way. But I think when it comes down to it, it's just that I just don't see it. But that doesn't mean that it still can't happen just because I don't see it, but we'll see. But great voicemail there from Coach C. Let's go ahead and get into this next one. This one's from Rory.
Hey, it's Bobby. With this boy Rory again. Hey man, I saw the pro day with Caleb Williams, man. He looked pretty good. I'm not really impressed. And that's not to down him or not. You know what I'm saying? I wish him much success, because it does look like he's going to be, our next quarterback. So I wish him, the best. But it's like I said, it's a scripted thing he's going through. We all know he can make all the big throws on the field and everything. You know what I'm saying? So, it is. And I'm not going to cry with spilled milk, because I'm still feeling some kind of way over that Justin Fields thing, man. Because, I understand what Bobby's saying, I still don't think that's doing right by Justin by letting him go to Pittsburgh where he wants to go. You know what I'm saying? That's good looking out, Fields, Post, that you did that. But, come on, man. Look how they set this team for any quarterback coming in. If it's not Caleb, you know what I'm saying? But any quarterback coming in. My thing is, why couldn't they do that for Justin, man? He got the wrong deal, since day one. Nagy didn't set him up. He was sitting behind Andy Dalton, you know what I'm saying? Then he was thrown into the fire. Then he got Luke Jesse horrible self. And you know what I'm saying? Then we went through a rebuild. And now, Poles is stacking his team for the next quarterback to come in. I'm feeling some type of way, man. I feel salty about that, Joe. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, that's a Chicago coming up out of me. But, for real, man, come on. You don't do him like that, man. That kid, he fought for us. He got bruised. He got, battered, bled for us, man. And, this is what you do? You send him off to Pittsburgh and for a 6th round pick, and you know what I'm saying? And, you know what? And he got to play behind Russell Wilson. Come on, man. I think that's real bogus, man. You know what I'm saying? And we all think, it's not that I don't believe in Caleb, man, but it's kind of unproven. You know what I'm saying? We see the talent and everything. Like I said, college football and pro football, totally two different things, man. So, hey, we'll see that. Is he going to be able to do all that against like a defense against, Minnesota or the Ravens? You know what I'm saying? Some of these good, top tier NFL defenses. Is he going to be able to do all these tricks out, pull all these tricks out the bag? We're going to see, So, hey, man, we saw what, Justin can do on a professional level. You know what I'm saying? But I think he was just, dealt the raw hand, and they did him kind of dirty, man. That's just my feelings. But I ain't going to cry over spilled milk. It is what it is. So I support Caleb if he's the next quarterback, looks like that's going to be it. So it is what it is. Hey, man, Chicago up, man. Bear down.
Did Justin get a raw deal? Yeah, but at the end of the day, like, this is the thing, right? At this point, asking why they didn't do it it doesn't matter. It's not going to change the past. It's not going to change it. When Ryan Poles came in here, we knew that we were a rebuilding team, right? You added pieces. The place that this team is in because of the development of some of their young players, because of some of the trades that you made, has put you in a much different situation, and that may have changed the focus. Keep in mind, Ryan Poles didn't draft Justin Fields, so there's not as much. Don't get me wrong. I know that they like Justin, but if you have the opportunity to get somebody that you look at your guy, that changes things a little bit. So, I mean, I get it, and I understand why Bears fans, and a lot of us are still looking at this like, and I'm not saying that it's wrong, but at some point we just got to move on. It's not going to change anything. We can ask all the questions in the world, why they didn't do this, be upset about this, but at the end of the day, everything stays the same. The Bears have moved on. So at some point as a fan base, we got to move on with it. All right, let's get into the next voicemail. This one's from Darius.
What's going on, man? Darius from Dallas here. Feel like I need to do a State of the Union address, if you will, for some of these Bears fans, man. I just want us as a group to just look at the fact, dude, that for the first time, at least since I've been alive, it actually feels like something is changing in our organization, like a major shift, you know? Yeah, I didn't want Caleb. I get that. But, man, we got so much shit going on, dude. You can say, well, I don't want Caleb, but you can look at it also like, man, this is the best situation that any NFL quarterback in NFL history. This is the best situation that any number one overall pick is going to start in. So we don't even know what the outcome of this shit's going to be because we don't even have anything to go by. This could end up being the greatest thing that ever happened to our organization. We got a new stadium getting built. We have a GM who's competent that maybe you don't trust every single thing he does, man, but look at what he's done just from a draft standpoint and a free agency standpoint. Every move that he makes, you can at least pinpoint it and say, okay, that makes some sort of sense. Guys, we have not had that, okay? We have not had that. You know, we're dealing with Matt Nagy and Ryan Pace. We have bad locker rooms. It's just, guys, there is a major shift going on with this Bears organization right now, man. Yeah, I get it. It hurts. I didn't want Justin to leave either. But, man, some shit is getting shooken up in this organization, and I'm just saying out of almost going on 32 years now, I finally have confidence that something in this organization is changing in a major way. And it's not just coach speak. It's not just bullshit that they come up there and say at the podium. We're seeing it, guys. From the top to the bottom. Come on, man. We got new stadium coming. We got everything that needs to be done to move an organization forward, man. We're doing it, dude. We're doing it. And I don't know what the end result is going to be. I have no clue. We have not seen this type of scenario before, particularly not with the Bears organization. So I'm just saying, guys, stop arguing and shit. Stop bitching and bickering with one another, man. Let's just look at the fact that there's some major change going on in this organization, man. And when the Chiefs were in that situation, you know, they shook up their whole, you know, office and they shook up their whole personnel. And then what they get out of it, you know, guys, this is how you get powerhouse programs to be built, man. You have to shake it up. And I expected it to take longer than it did for us to get to this point that we're at, man. We are on the brink, dude. One more defensive end and a good quarterback, and we're on the brink of making a Super Bowl run. So y'all just chill the fuck out, man.
I agree with you. It's 100% a major shift with the Chicago Bears organization, and Ryan Poles has done that since he's came in. It's been a different feel. And, you know, when people knock Ryan Poles, it's like, to me, I'm like, what are you actually watching? Because he doesn't get every single move right? Because he didn't solve every single hole that the team had in every offseason? That's just unrealistic expectations. When you look at the shit show that Ryan Poles was handed and the way that he dealt with some of the curveballs that have come after that, he's done a pretty damn good job at it. I would have loved Roquan Smith to stay a Chicago Bear, but he pivoted, got Tremaine Edmonds and TJ Edwards, who've been damn good, and the sum of those parts have been better than just Roquan alone. Just has been, right? He's been smart. He's been calculated in what he goes about and how he goes about doing it. I completely agree. This is something that a lot of good organizations have. We haven't been used to here with the Chicago Bears. And I think it may be a little bit different for some people, right? And there are going to be some Bears fans that always look at it what Ryan Poles either didn't do or just as the failure and forget. Look at how many different faces are on this team from where we were when he took over this team. And I tell you what, we had a seven-win season last year, but we could have easily won 2 or 3 more of those games with better execution down the stretch. Not even necessarily better talent, definitely, but with just better execution, better coaching at certain times. Now, a lot of that stuff is shored up with more talent coming in. I feel like this is going to be a year where a lot of the doubters are going to have to come to the realization that we got a damn good front office in here and they're making some moves. But I completely agree with you. This has been a shift for the Chicago Bears and how we've operated, and let's continue to ride this thing on out. But all right, let's get into the next voicemail. This one's from Fred.
Hey, yo, Hayes, what up, man? It's your boy Fred, man. I mean, I've been a little upset, man, about the Justin Fields trade, man, because I felt like Shorty didn't get a fair chance with us, man. And then now you thinking like, Ryan Poles put the team together that he is, you know what I'm saying? And you would thought he was going to get a fair chance, but I guess Ryan Poles decided to go in another direction. And I know he went to Caleb Williams Pro Day. I think it's another reason why, too, he went, you know what I'm saying, to Caleb Williams Pro Day for the simple fact, like, think about it. We only got 3 picks, right? So he went there, I guess, to make it look good, because if he trade that number 1 pick and then Washington want him, that he's going to get a haul. So I think that's like a good strategy for him to do so he can get a hella picks and do what he got to do, because he did say he going to build through the draft. Now, people always stated in the media, where the media always say, he's going to draft this player, and he never did. Just like people always say, he's going to make a big free agent splash. He never did. So I think he's going to sit here and trade that number 1 overall pick. I don't think he's going to take Caleb. If he do, then that's fine. But it's going to be a lot of expectation on Caleb, because now the Bears putting his team together, and they're going to be looking forward to see you coming in, try to get this team, you know what I'm saying, to the playoffs and everything, because now, like they say, they ready to win. So I'm going to see, how this thing play out, though, man. I'm not a big Caleb Williams fan, but I do, want to see, like, Ryan Poles will trade this number overall pick as we get closer to the draft for him to get more picks, because a smart GM is not going to go into the draft just for no 3 picks. That's just my opinion, though. If I was a GM, I'm going to be looking like, I'm not going into the draft for no 3 picks, because I'm trying to help my team win and build. So I wish Justin Fields nothing but the best, and hopefully he do end up getting, to start over there in Pittsburgh, and he can blossom to that quarterback that we knew he could have been. I just wish that the Bears would have had a way better team and better coaching around him, so we really could have thought, get to see that, though. And I'm hoping, Javon Dexter and Pickett be them 2 top dogs at that defensive tackles, because we need that. Because with them 2, and then with Coach Williams going to sit here and develop some guys, I think some guys looking to have a good season, coming up. So, like I keep, telling people, I said Ryan Poles getting depth pieces. He's building his team. He's ready to win. So, I'm just looking to see what they're going to do. Yeah, I was pissed off at the Bears because of how they traded Fields, but, I'm a Bears fan, so I just got to trust the process. Let me know what you think, man. Chicago up, Bear down, or nothing.
All right, Fred. So building through the draft doesn't mean you have to have 10 draft picks every year. It just doesn't mean that. A lot of people are hurling on that. Well, he said he's going to build through the draft. We only got 4 draft picks. Yeah, 4 draft picks after having multiple draft picks in the last 2 years. Every single draft doesn't mean you have to have 8 to 10 draft picks to mean that you're building through the draft. It has to mean that the talent that you get through the draft becomes building blocks of your team. So, yeah, there's a chance that the Bears move down and take a different quarterback, and they make no mistake about it. But I don't think that just by the nature of saying you're going to build through the draft, it means that you have to trade that to get more draft picks. I do think there is a probability that the Bears don't trade out of either 1 or 9. Now, I do think that they can make trades in the 3rd and 4th to get a couple of more, but I don't think that it's a foregone conclusion just to get more draft picks that you're going to trade down from number 1 or 9. It depends on the talent that's there. I think that's what it comes down to. Building is more than about just picks. It's about getting the right players in here as well that to build the team. So it's not just about you got to get a bunch of picks to say that you built the team. What did you do with those picks? Well, some of those picks, he got Montez Sweat and he got Keenan Allen. That's still using the draft picks to build a pretty damn good team, at least in my opinion. But all right, let's get into the last voicemail for today. This one's from John Johnson.
Bobby C-Dub Hayes. How y'all doing, man? Boy, John Johnson, South Carolina. I got an idea, and y'all tell me what y'all think. I don't think Seattle's too high on keeping Geno Smith around. I don't know what direction they're going to go to quarterback. But we need a good backup quarterback. I figure we need a quarterback that probably started during the season, and then Caleb come in. But I think the perfect bridge, if it's possible, Seattle kind of walk away from the situation, that we can get Geno Smith as backup/starter for the season. Let Caleb sit for a little bit. I think that'll be pretty smooth. I don't know how it would work out, but it's just an idea, something that flashed across my head, because, right now, we ain't got no quarterback. That dude risking whoever he is. I don't even know who he is. I mean, we have no quarterback. None at the moment. What do y'all think about that idea, guys? Y'all tying up?
Listen, that's a hell of a perspective to take. I don't think there's any chance of that happening at all. And I'll say this, the Bears have already showed that they are comfortable riding with Tyson Bagent as the backup quarterback. Now, could that change under Shane Waldron? Absolutely. That could absolutely change. But I don't think it's a foregone conclusion that, hey, that the Bears are going to bring in a quarterback to make Caleb sit. I think Caleb's going to start if they draft Caleb, or any rookie quarterback for that matter. I don't necessarily think the Bears are looking for that veteran quarterback, and they've already showed last year. They were fine with Tyson Bagent as a rookie, an undrafted rookie at that, coming in and being their backup QB. That faith usually doesn't go away. I think they're going to also feel comfortable with Tyson Bagent backing up Caleb Williams or whatever rookie quarterback they end up bringing in here. But Geno Smith is an interesting perspective to take on it, and I can't knock it. Very sound logic in there. I just don't think it's going to happen. But you guys, as always, can let me know what you think down below. Make sure you're following the show at Shy Bear Central on every social media platform. You can send us any feedback, questions, comments, concerns, ChicagoBearsCentral@gmail.com. And then lastly, if you want to leave a text message and our voicemail for the mailbag, the number to do so, 773-242-9336. Let me repeat that, 773-242-9336. We are the number one spot for everything Chicago Bears related. And like I like to end every episode on, Chi-Town up, but bear down. Love you guys. Peace, y'all.
This has been a presentation of the Break Media.